What inspired me to be a dad?
Mhm.
Well, let's see. Growing up, I did not know my dad. I knew that I had a dad, but I never met him or talked to him until I was 16. I know the pain of not having a father, and knowing that pain, I told myself I would never leave my children fatherless. Even if she ran, even if no matter what, I would hunt that down and I would be a dad to my kid. Not that crazy, but no matter what happens, I'm always going to be a daddy to my children. My daughter, such a, yeah. But I've raised enough generations of my own blood to where, I wanted my own kids.
Yeah.
I raised everyone else's kids. I might as well raise my own,
Yeah,
So
totally.
I told myself that I wasn't going to have a kid until I was 25. And I would wait again until I was at least 30 for my second kid. And I would have to have it until after I was 30 or before I was 35. And then no more kids, because I want to be able to live out my days too. You know what I mean? I'm going to
Yeah.
have grandkids and I'm going to have to be chasing their little asses around. And if I'm going to be having kids of my own, nothing past 35, because I got to be able to give them back.
Gotcha. That's a lot. I mean, taking care of other people's kids, though.
Well, it is and it isn't. It's just like when you come from a big family, that's just everyone's job. Everyone's job is to take care of each other, And when you grow up used to that already, it's just another day of life. And when you have your own kids, you're kind of just going through the motions still. But I do feel like it takes a little bit away from your own children if you grow up raising children. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it gives you a lot of perks and advantages too. So the best thing that ever happened to me was having my daughter. The happiest I've ever been. The first time I ever actually felt true love is when I saw her heartbeat and knew that she existed. Ever since then, I've been in dad mode, and we're all human. We make mistakes and we do dumb shit and we learn, just like our children are going to. So if we can't accept that we do dumb stuff, that's going to be the same example we give to our kids, And if we can never take accountability for what we do, our kids will learn that too, and it'll be harder to convince them of taking the right path as they get older. Something that I've learned from other people raising their kids, not so much from how I've been raised, but I guess no, it's not other people raising their kids. It's just some of the laws that I learned in life, accountability, all that good jazz. But I guess I'm kind of straying from the question you asked me. What made me want to be a dad?
Oh, well,
I answered that.
Yeah, you answered it.
Yeah. Is that dishwasher loud? Can you hear that?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I was in the middle of doing chores and all that good jazz. Then I saw your message. I'm like, oh, OMG. So where are you at, man? What's your time zone?
Central Time in Kansas City.
That's right. You're in Kansas City. And is it 7 o'clock your time?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. I was thinking 7 o'clock my time. It's 5 over here. Perfect.
Well, it's Central Time on the link. If you were looking at that, that's okay.
But it's 7 where you're at, right? See, yeah. I just got your Instagram message earlier in the week. And I mean, as you can see, man, I hardly get to my messages, whether it's on TikTok or on here. They fly in, man. My social media just blows up. So catching my attention is harder than it seems, because it's not that I'm seeing your messages and ignoring them. It's I don't see your messages because there's pages of messages. You know what I mean? And they always refresh. It's always like something new. So if I don't catch anyone's message, you have to keep messaging me just so it gets to the top.
That's right.
Yeah.
So how was your day today?
The day today is all right. How's yours?
My day was fine. It's just okay, kind of.
What did it consist of?
Well, I don't have a job, like a real job, besides just hanging around, just waiting on this. I did an interview for a job, but I'm waiting on to see if I got the job.
What job is that?
It's with a college, but it's like a um program for education,
Okay.
and I will do like trying to fix up the city kind of thing.
Hmm.
Trying to get
So, what kind of work was
more
what kind of work were you
education,
doing on the city? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
like more education, trying to get more education for disability kids and
Ah, gotcha.
around the area.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So let me ask you this: you are an uncle, right?
yep,
Okay. And how many nephews and nieces do you have?
I have 3.
And
So,
what are their ages?
uh, 3, 5, and 4 months.
Oh, wow. You got a young troop over there. So when
Yeah.
did you start taking a large interest in uncles and unclehood and fatherhood?
I started when I became one.
Oh, okay. Cool, cool. And how many? Okay, so do you have any children or just nephews and
No,
nieces?
no. I have tons of cousins, little cousins.
Gotcha.
So I'm
So
most
you have a lot of little chitlins running around then.
yeah,
Nice. And you're probably like me. You've probably raised a couple of generations of them, right?
yeah, totally.
Yeah. Okay. So
And
you're good.
also friends' kids, and live
Mhm.
to deal with all the stuff that comes with it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's fun. And it's really interesting too because children literally are the future. They're literally the future. They really are.
Yeah,
You know, and when you don't take care of the future when it's in front of you, it definitely turns out pretty devastating. I've learned very, very bad. Um, one thing that I can say is to definitely love all the little ones that you have in your life. Like fucking love them. You know what I mean? Like let them know
yeah,
that you love them. Like sincerely, genuinely love them because kids need love. They need it really bad. I mean, more than we ever think until we see these children become adults and we hear the trauma from their upbringing. You know, the things that were traumatizing to them, regardless of what we went through. I went through some terrible shit, some real terrible shit. You know what I mean? Some bad shit.
yeah,
But when you hear kids talk about their pain, and even if it doesn't come close to your pain, you have to look for the source of this pain, right? It's a lot of times it's divorce, separation, abuse, addiction, all these things that go into a home and they will
yeah.
fucking destroy it. Pardon my French, but I feel very strongly on this stuff. And when you're neck deep in addiction or whatever it is that you're distracted by, um, your own children suffer and they are left out because just because you're around them doesn't mean you're with them. You know what I mean? Just because you keep a roof over their head, warm air on, and clothes on their back, they make it to school. You're there, but you're absent. You know, and that has a huge long-term effect on people. Unfortunately, my younger cousin just passed away. She was 26 last week. And she was one of those kids that I raised since a baby. She was the first diaper I ever changed. I watched her religiously until she was about 7 or 8. And then I would babysit throughout the week, on the weekends, you know, here and there, on and off until I'm going to say she was a mid teenager. And then there was, you know, then it was her job to take
Yeah.
over. You know what I mean? I was relieved of all that. So her life also is that she grew up raising kids. I grew up raising her as one of my first, you know, and she died last week. She was ejected from a vehicle that she was driving, intoxicated, on Skyline Drive 2 years after her mother passed away and a year after her grandmother passed away. Her mother, my aunt, very close, very, very, very close. She was only 7 years older than me, and she, like I, was her first that she raised. You know what I mean? I was her first diaper that she changed,
Yeah.
all that good jazz. And grandma, her mom, who passed away last year, that's pretty much my mom too. You know, so I had two moms and a sister that just died in 2 years, and it's fucking heartbreaking because before Camry passed away, she was down and out, man. And her dad's a terrible person. Her dad is a very terrible person who blames the world for all of his problems and has no accountability and constantly whines about what's not right with him and doesn't care to show the right love to his own children. Her. Camry was devastated. He was not there for her. So all he would do is talk shit about her. He's a bad person, you know. So you guys got to remember to not think about what bothers you when it comes to your children, even if you don't like the other parents, whether it's the mom or the dad. You always speak good about them in their presence. Now, as much as we did that with the dad, I think we also kind of fooled her into thinking that her dad was a better person than he was. He's a piece of shit. You know what I mean? He's abusive. He's narcissistic. I'm sorry. You can edit all this out too, by the way. Just bleep it or whatever. But there's an important message behind it. It is important not to say bad things about a child's parent around them, but you have to let them know that they make some choices that aren't the best or most favorable. So that way they are not pulled into thinking that this individual is a good role model, you know. And her being left high and dry, it was just sad, man. Her post on Facebook before she went, like, she was just devastated about, you know, losing her mom and grandma here before. And I get it. And, you know, she has a daughter. She has a daughter that is 5 years old that she left behind. As a dad, this is one of the things that you fear the most in life is, you know, your children getting hurt or losing a child. I've never cried so damn hard in my life until last week because I felt like I lost a child. I did. I lost my baby girl, my sister, my cousin, my family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So make sure that, you know, you guys take that extra moment, take that extra minute, hug them a little longer, sit around and just spend a little more time with them. Even if they have attitudes, just sit with them and talk to them. Let them know that you're there because just your presence, even though that they have that rebellious attitude, means a lot more to them than we can ever understand. We did understand at one point, but that's way back in time, you know. I mean, if you can definitely channel yourself back there to get those feelings again. But you know, that's some important stuff. So, you know, as a father, as an uncle, as a cousin, as, you know, a mentor, I had to experience one of the harder things that you have to go through. Yeah, a couple of them actually, because now I have to fight for time with my son, which is bullshit. But you know, there's two sides to a story, so I'll wait till all that's settled before I comment on anything. Because yeah, at the end of the day, she's a good mom. It's just we don't get along. Sorry, I got a little deep into that. I've had a bad couple of weeks, bro.
Yeah, hopefully you're doing okay though.
I'm doing okay. I'm a little vindictive, but not in any aggressive or, you know, malicious ways. I'm just more or less okay, I'll show you, you know, one of those things. Now I'll show you and do something to you. It's like, well, I'll show you and do better, you know.
Yeah
So that's all you can really do is you just want to be better than the person you were yesterday, you know. No matter how good you are, you always want to be better. You always want to excel, just like you know, you got that interview in, you're looking to get the job with the city and then, you know, constructed. You're not bad now and you weren't bad yesterday.
No.
But you're better today than you were yesterday because you got your podcast with me finally.
Yeah.
And you know, you're working on your own goals, you know what I mean? So every day we progress, no matter what it is. There's always goals and accomplishments. And it's important too to teach the little ones that. Like, you have to be able to pat yourself on the back every day for something, no matter what it is.
Yeah, totally.
Straight up. So let's move on, man. I feel like I'm kind of bringing a dark cloud.
Yeah, let's get to the next subject. So what do you do with your kids? Like on the days that you have them?
Well, I have my daughter full time, and I go to visit my son, and he's a little cruiser. We like to play around, you know. He does basketball. We play with toys and stuff, and we crack off. We have fun, just laugh. You know, he's 2, so we do the toddler stuff, you know. My daughter, she likes to play on her PC. She loves art. She kind of kicks it outside sometimes. Lately, we've been inside though, just because it's Oregon and the PNW. We have had some nice weather, but I don't know. It's just been kind of a droop lately, you know, with life events and everything going on. But usually we go to the beach, river, you know, depending on season. If it's the summer, we're always out at the water. We do camping. We do all that good jazz. Let's see. Well, we attempt camping. I usually leave, but
Oh,
because it's right up, it's around the corner. You know, I don't see the point in spending the night outside like 2 miles away. I really don't. Like, let's drive up there, play around, wait till it gets dark. We do the campfire, kumbaya, and all that good stuff, and let's go sleep in our beds. It's 2 miles. Let's go.
yeah, yeah,
We live in the middle of that beauty. You know what I mean? I
yeah.
just don't. I don't know. The outside noise for me is too much. If I'm going to be camping, I have to go like six hours away, where I have to sleep outside. You know what I mean? Because if I could drive home, I'm going to go.
Get on the nice bed.
Yeah, exactly. I like the bed, and I don't like to hear footsteps around me every minute of the night and wonder what's lurking and prowling around out there. One night I had my gun and I was walking up and down the riverbank because I kept hearing people walking, and I'm just like, and talking. And I'm walking around with my pistol thinking like somebody's out at the campsite, when we're about 7 miles upriver, I want to say. Yeah, see, 7 miles wasn't even enough. And we were kind of in this like secluded area ish, you know, but it still had a public road. But there's like nobody out there. And I kept hearing people walking by. Then I kept hearing the zipper open and close on one of the tents. And it was driving me bonkers. And, you know, my son's mom heard it too at the time. So I'm just like, you know, I'm sitting outside with my pistol by the fire, thinking Sasquatch is out there or something. I don't know what it is. Like maybe like a bear or something. But my pistol wouldn't have done anything to a bear. But no, if you're gonna be out in the woods and you want to scare a bear, you do not take a 9mm out there. But yeah. So I don't really like sleeping outside with all the noise.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, maybe it's a trauma. I don't know, but you never know, right, buddy?
No, you never know.
So sorry if I'm one of your more sideways interviews, but I've had an interesting come up, and
Well, it's fine. It's fine.
yeah, he didn't deny it though. He's like, yeah, it's all good. We'll mark this as the interesting one. I'm playing.
So, do you guys do any arts like activities by like when you do have them?
So my son, not so much. No, we don't do much yet because, like I said, he's only 2. He's a nursing baby, and you know, yes, we will be doing stuff eventually. He's really into basketball, so I'm going to keep him on track with that. My daughter is huge into art. She loves to read. She loves playing on the PC. Outside, like I said, we go to the beach, the river. I started taking her to a youth group that was every Thursday, but you know. Oh, actually, we could probably start doing that again. Maybe think about that. Yeah, youth group's back on. So, you know, she does youth group and all that good jazz. But I don't know. She's kind of at that middle age to where she's not a little kid, but she's not a teenager ass kid. You know what I mean? Like, there's bigger kids over there, and then there's littler kids. But she's right in the middle to where one of these little idiots might try something stupid and end up knocking her on her butt. And I'll be, you know, screaming at some dumb little teenage boy for hurting my kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she's just little and she tries to fit in, she tries to blend in, and she does things that I used to do. Like she gives her prizes away. She give her gift cards away just to like teenagers and stuff to just, you know, be like, hey, here you go. You know, you're special for being you. You know, this is, I mean, it's just in my blood. That's how my whole family is. Like, you know, I don't know. It's the native generosity in our blood. You know what I mean? That Lakota blood, probably. Where we give, we don't care. You know, it's just an item of this world. It's nothing that's gonna stick with our soul together. Reactions are better than you know, possessions. That's the way we say it, anyways. But yeah, I don't know.
What's your favorite book to read them? Do you read them books at all? Like your son?
Kind of sometimes. I'm not much of a reader, you know. I mean, I never really like to read books. Fortunately, the moms always do that, you know. But we'll sit there. But the rule is, when Dad starts a book, we don't stop till we finish it.
Yeah, I mean,
even if it's just a skip to the back of the pages. I have a problem with reading, so I can't focus on books. I can't focus on paperwork. I like when I work, I have to be like almost completely hands-on. I can't do homework. I failed in school because of that. I failed in school because I can't read. I can read, but when I read, I can't read correctly. I'm not dyslexic. I'll start in the middle of the page and I'll go to the last sentence of the middle paragraph. And then I'll start up at the top of the page. And then I skim down to the bottom. I'm looking for keywords. And I start over at the last paragraph. And then I go to the next page and I'm just kind of looking for keywords. And I start back at the top. Like I don't read from the top all the way down to the bottom.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I'm reading out loud with the kids, though, I can pull it together for that. But that's just, short stories, those books. My daughter's an excellent reader. Like I said, my son's mother reads to him. She does a great job with that. But me, I can't read. I can read on a screen. I can scroll, but for some reason, books and paper, it's a disability for me. And I have no idea what the hell it is.
I can understand that. Same way.
Yeah. Oh, so okay, cool. I'm just like, wow, this guy probably thinks I'm like
Oh no, I'll tell you, I have a learning disability too. So
okay. Yeah, I never really thought
it-
about that until just now.
it's tough. It gets easier, but it's tough though.
Yeah, I don't even care to read though. Like, I really don't. Like, I really don't care to sit down and read books of information. I feel like it takes too much time and it stalls me too much. I'd rather be just like hands-on learning or listening to someone like, and that's preference, that's me with an ego saying, oh, I don't have to read, knowing damn well that if I read, I'll get more information out of reading than I will hands-on or whatever, and to a certain aspect, because it's all there in print.
Yeah.
Where, someone with a language can make a mistake and forget to tell me something.
Yeah. I mean, I would say for me, I like listening to somebody read or just being there, hearing them speak and myself speak, because it's not gonna come out.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. I mean, it's okay for me to like listen to someone else read. That's not so bad because I can sit there and I can imagine it, and then it turns into a little movie in my head, a little story. I have a very what would you say? I don't know. My imagination just kind of takes me to whatever story I'm listening to. You know what I mean? It puts you inside. But if I'm learning something, it's out the window.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Do you have any embarrassing stories of your kids?
Not really. I don't really typically share like the embarrassing stories with them because I don't want to like, make them embarrassed. You know what I mean? Because someday they'll do this. But yeah, no, because I mean the embarrassing ones are like even me. I'm just like, kid.
Nobody's gonna listen to it, I guess.
What's that?
Never mind.
Oh no, you're good, man. Hey, and it's no offense to you or your show. I just remember being embarrassed as a kid, and I'm just like, you mother, why would you say that? I got to keep it real. You know what I mean?
That's the topic. Just something to share.
I got you.
So were you ever afraid, like your first diaper you had to change in your life? Were you scared for the first? Because I was.
What's that?
Were you scared of changing the diaper for your first time, though?
Oh, of course, man. When I was a kid, changing my niece's diaper, or my little cousin's diaper that passed away. I was just like, is it gonna be poop or pee? Either way, then I have to, then you get to know, like, the body. You know what I mean? That if you jump into that as a kid, like I had to, and then you experience human anatomy 101, especially with the opposite sex while you're changing a diaper,
Mhm.
it is very uncomfortable. It is a very uncomfortable process that you should make sure, guys, if y'all are having your kids change diapers, be there with them for the first like fucking month or two. Don't take off and be like, all right, well, change diaper if you whatever. That's what happened to me. Took off and I was left with no choice but to change the diaper because the damn thing was saggy when they left. And they were definitely out for more than a couple hours. So I was like, all right. So I think what I did was I just removed the diaper, put her in the bathtub, kind of like set her in the water, whatever, because
Yeah.
I don't know, it was just weird. It's my first fucking diaper, and I wanted to make sure I cleaned it all up,
Yeah.
and yeah, got her out, dried her up, boom, that simple. Well, she had a bath included, and I don't know if that helped or hurt because I did such a good job on even giving her a bath that they had me watch her again, then again, then again, then again, then again, then again, then again.
I
It's
guess
all good. I love my cousin. I'm very grateful for every moment that I had to spend with her. It's really fucking terrible that she's gone. But yeah. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You're gonna change a diaper. If you're gonna be a dad, if you're gonna be a parent, you're gonna be an adult, you're gonna change a diaper.
Yeah, totally.
And I didn't, as a kid, you don't see it, but as an adult, it's just like, okay, I gotta do the mouth thing and go in for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time though, being a father is the best thing that ever happened to me. I might sound crazy now, but you should imagine what I was like before I had kids. That was a lunatic and I was on my way to death. And my daughter saved me from that several times. First of all, by coming into existence. And my son also, I'm very grateful for my son. As much as she is my light, he is my rock. He is my light, she is my rock. They're both very dear to me. And until you have children of your own or nieces or nephews, you don't actually ever get to experience true unconditional love that would drive you to do great or terrible things for them little people. Sometimes it's both. And it's all you want to do is see that your babies grow up and they be okay and that they're happy and healthy and they get to enjoy the little bit of time that we all get to share on this planet. And hope that you stick around long enough to see them have their kids. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally know what you mean.
Yeah. I've had a rough come up, man. So like being a dad for me is it's almost the only thing that I know that is constant. The only one that's ever stuck in my life since I've met is my daughter. And I know my son is in my life and he's gonna be there too. So no matter what, I can always depend on my son to be my son, and I can always depend on my daughter to be my daughter. My daughter's always here, and my son is always just hop, skip, and a leap away. And as soon as I get all that figured out, he'll be right here too, on my shared time.
Yeah.
So, if anything, do whatever you got to do for your kids. Quit doing whatever the hell you got to quit doing for you, so that you can give yourself the best, or so that you can give your kids and the people around you the best version of you, because you deserve to be able to give that to people that you care about. If anyone out there who's listening to this part can make sense of what I'm saying, then I am talking to you. You deserve to be able to give them the best version of you, because that's all that we want, is to give the ones we love our best.
Here's another one. Do you have any tips for new parents though?
Yeah. Sleep
That
before you have.
that you're dealing, like you have to deal with.
I do. Not every relationship works out. Okay. In fact, most of them won't. Understand that when you have a child with somebody, it's not the child's fault. Okay. Do your best to love each other as much as you can and enjoy each other's time. Have fun with your, significant other. They are important, whether you break up or you're together. They are important because they helped you have this beautiful child, right? Now, if they're just completely unreasonable, then yes, do whatever you have to do. But look, if you guys can find a civil meeting and something, let's say if stuff doesn't work out, hold back the words that you want to say if you're going to say them, because you can't take those words back, and they do change everything. Now, the words will make a difference between if you can co-parent or not. It's not whether you save your relationship or not. Okay, you want to be respectful of each other, and you want to be there to support each other. Okay, supporting your child doesn't always mean that you give the other person money for the other person to go out and buy diapers or buy whatever. They may have exhausted their own resources long enough, and when you kick them down some money, they get that money back of their own personal money that they, used to make sure that the child is okay, and sacrifice their own for them. Don't worry about how the other parent spends their money. I don't worry about how the other parent spends the money that I give her. Even though that we are not seeing eye to eye on a lot of things, I still support her, and I still respect, her rights and wishes to do whatever she wants with what I turn over to her. That could cause a lot of damage between a couple trying to co-parent. Also, love your kids. Okay, love them. If I have to tell you to love them, you might be in the wrong business having children. If you can't love your own kids, then get the out of there. Okay, don't stick around and make that kid miserable. Don't force it. If you don't love your kid, be an adult. Don't be there. Because the worst thing, the only thing worse that you can do from not being there is being there when you absolutely despise it, because then the child catches all that shit, turns into abuse, addiction, all this other shit. I mean, it's just another form of it. If you can't be bothered with it, then let someone else step in and do the job. Tips for, like, if a baby is crying and super frustrated and cannot seem to relax, it's okay. Put on some headphones. You don't have to listen to the baby cry all the time. Okay, you may lay the baby down in the crib and let the baby cry for a little while to exhaust, but not like a baby. I'm talking like, when I say baby, I think of like all the way up to like 2, because my son's a baby. You have to let them throw their fits. If they're baby, then soothe them as much as you can. The little ones, you cannot hold the little ones enough. There's no such thing as spoiling. Okay. Now, when they turn into little brats, little snot-faced brats, breaking all their toys and stuff, then that's when you can give them a timeout. But when they're tiny babies and you love that baby and you're just had enough and you're super exhausted, get some headphones in, get some earplugs, and hold that baby and just feel the vibrations of that baby crying. And the baby needs soothing. Okay. Soothe the babies. And if they're really colicky and they can't stop crying, try holding them on their body, okay, by their belly. Instead of holding them on their back or like this, have their face in your palm, their legs hanging over your forearm along that gesture to where they're hanging like that. You know what I mean? They're hanging like a leopard on a tree. And if they still if they still don't stop crying, move your hand down and keep your hand on their belly. Because a lot of times they have gas that's built up and it makes them uncomfortable. We got to remember, babies don't know how to talk or tell or point or do anything. They only know how to cry to tell you that something's wrong. Okay. And if that doesn't help, try pushing their knees to their stomach and see if they pass gas, because sometimes that's all that it is. And be prepared to change a lot of poopy diapers. I swear, the smaller the baby, the less you mind of a poopy diaper. Is when they start getting older and they can talk and stuff, is when it's weird if you jump into changing their diapers. You know what I mean?
Totally.
When it's a newborn, it's different. It's just baby.
Okay.
But yeah, that's and love everyone in your family. You know what I mean? Try to, at least. You can be the bigger person and walk away from some things and do it. But if there's some things that you just have to address, I absolutely understand. But just do your best to keep it peaceful. I'm not saying mine got ugly, but I can see where mine could have got really ugly several times, and it was avoided, thankfully, because pick and choose your battles. Because everyone's stressed when it comes to kids.
Totally.
But hey, man, I gotta jump, dude. Do you have any more pressing questions that we gotta do? I'm
No,
sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
you're totally done.
Totally done.
Totally done.
That's so
If I have any more, I'll let you know.
Yeah, straight up, man. We could do it over video too, and you can throw it into your podcast. And sorry for some of the extra language and story, but as you can tell, I've had very rough.
If I knew this before, we could have changed it up. I could have did it a different day.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. It's all good. But yeah, like I said, let me know if you have any more questions or whatever, dude. Yeah, I see you in my lives all the time. We go live together sometimes, so just let me know.
Okay, I will.
All right, much love to you, brother. I gotta
I'll
dip.
I'll let you know when this is out.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. You know where to find me.
I do.
Later, boss.
Have a good night.
You too.
I'll